0. Understanding Job Blueprint. A. The Bible book introductions are divided into 4 parts: overview, vital statistics, blueprint, mega themes, for easy to understand. 1. Blueprint. At 1. Job is tested. 1-1 to 2:13a. Job, a wealthy and upright man, lost his possessions, his children, and his health. Job did not understand why he was suffering. Why does God allow his children to suffer? Although there is an explanation, we may not know it while we are here on earth. In the meantime, we must always be ready for testing in our lives. At 2. 3 friends answer Job, 3-1 to 31:40. I. First round of discussion. 2. Second round of discussion. 3. Third round of discussion. A. Job's friends wrongly assumed that suffering always came as a result of sin. With this in mind, they tried to persuade Job to repent of his sin. But the 3 friends were wrong. Suffering is not always a direct result of personal sin. When we experience severe suffering, it may not be our fault, so we don't have to add to our pain by feeling guilty that some hidden sin is causing our trouble. At 3. A young man answers Job, 32-1 to 37:24. A. A young man named Elihu, who had been listening to the entire conversation, criticized the 3 friends for being unable to answer Job. He said that although Job was a good man, he had allowed himself to become proud, and God was punishing him in order to humble him. This answer was partially true because suffering does purify our faith. But God is beyond our comprehension, and we cannot know why He allows each instance of suffering to come into our lives. Our part is simply to remain faithful. At 4. God answers Job, 38-1 to 41:34. A. God Himself finally answered Job. God is in control of the world, and only He understands why the good are allowed to suffer. This only becomes clear to us when we see God for who He is. We must courageously accept what God allows to happen in our lives and remain firmly committed to Him. At 5. Job is restored, 42-1 to 17. A. Job finally learned that when nothing else was left, he had God, and that was enough. Through suffering, we learn that God is enough for our lives and our future. We must love God regardless of whether He allows blessing or suffering to come to us. Testing is difficult, but the result is often a deeper relationship with God. Those who endure the testing of their faith will experience God's great rewards in the end.